so many eyeballs on Caitlin. So if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin, what she has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently number one golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly.
Have you heard about the WNBA's recent turmoil? It's as if they're witnessing their own celebratory parade being drenched by an unexpected downpour, and none other than Caitlin Clark is holding the umbrella, but for the LPGA. You won't believe what just transpired. The LPGA has pulled off what might be the most audacious and successful maneuver in sports history, and the WNBA is left fuming. We're talking about major endorsements, packed stadiums, and a whirlwind of drama. Curious about how one league's daring gamble turned into a massive win while the other fumbled a golden opportunity? Stay tuned, because this story is more thrilling than a half-court buzzer beater. Before we dive deeper, I'd like to ask a small favor. If you enjoy this content, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of our viewers watch without subscribing. It costs you nothing but makes a world of difference to us. Have you clicked that subscribe button? Fantastic! Thank you so much. Now, back to the story. What's truly astounding is how the LPGA orchestrated this monumental coup in sports. They spotted a golden opportunity and seized it with the precision of a golfer claiming the final tee time of the day. Imagine this. Caitlin Clark, a basketball superstar of extraordinary talent, makes an appearance at a golf event. Spectators were puzzled, asking themselves, what's she doing here? But the LPGA? They knew precisely what they were up to.
She has done for women's sports and basketball, and to have her at our golf tournament, I mean, I'm like in awe. I've got a basketball and hoping she signs it for my girls. But how cool for her to come out and support us this week and only help grow women's golf. All of the things. And the LPGA was promoting the crap out of this event. They didn't want to give her too much praise. They didn't want to prop her up too much and forget about everyone else who came before.
The LPGA saw Caitlin Clark's unparalleled ability to draw crowds like no one else and knew they wanted in on that action. The event was packed, standing room only. People were practically climbing over each other just to catch a glimpse of Clark. It felt more like a rock concert than a golf event, with golf clubs replacing guitars. And it wasn't just golf enthusiasts in attendance. Basketball fans, families, and curious onlookers all gathered to see what the buzz was about. What's even more astonishing is the atmosphere. It was electric. Fans arrived hours early, like they were lining up for Black Friday deals, and they didn't just show up and leave. They stayed long after the event ended, eager to chat with the players. It was like a giant sports party, and everyone was invited. But here's the real kicker, it wasn't just a one-time boost. The LPGA's savvy move sparked conversations about women's golf among people who'd never given it a second thought. Suddenly, basketball fans were Googling golf terms, and families were planning their next outings to the greens. Even LPGA star Nelly Korda was amazed. She remarked, "To see the influence Caitlin has on people, bringing them out here, and to witness firsthand how inspiring she is for sports, it was really cool to see." That's huge praise coming from a golf pro. The LPGA took a chance, and it paid off in a big way. Now, everyone's talking about women's golf. Their social media presence has exploded, with engagement through the roof. They're probably wondering why they didn't think of this sooner. So, what do you think? Did the LPGA just revolutionize the landscape of women's sports? Will we see more crossovers like this in the future? One thing's certain, the LPGA's gamble was a hole-in-one, and they're riding that wave of success straight to the bank. Imagine having the next Michael Jordan of women's basketball, and instead of rolling out the red carpet, you give her the cold shoulder. Sounds crazy, right?
From this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. One thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. So there are photos of Caitlin and Nelly literally everywhere. And they also did something really smart by pairing her up with their currently number one golfer in the world. And her name is Nelly.
But that's exactly what's happening with the WNBA and Caitlin Clark. The big question is, why? And more importantly, what's it costing them? Let's talk about the WNBA for a moment. You'd think they'd be all over Clark's skyrocketing popularity, right? Wrong. They're acting like her star power is a problem instead of the golden opportunity it truly is. It's as if they're standing in the rain at their own parade, baffled about why everyone else is having a great time without them. Some WNBA players are even throwing shade at Clark. Can you believe it? It's almost as if they're worried she's going to steal their spotlight, but here's the thing, sports don't work that way. When one player shines, it typically benefits the entire league. Just look at what LeBron James did for the NBA or how Serena Williams elevated tennis. Instead of embracing Clark, the WNBA is getting defensive, as if they've forgotten one of the fundamental rules of sports: fans love a star. And Clark? She's not just a star, she's a supernova. She's drawing in people who've never watched a women's basketball game before. That kind of influence is monumental. Even more baffling is that fans are noticing this tension. They're wondering why the WNBA isn't celebrating Clark's success. After all, she's bringing a ton of attention to women's sports. Isn't that what everyone's been striving for? But instead of riding this wave of new interest, the WNBA is acting like they're afraid of getting wet. This isn't just about one player, it's about growing the sport as a whole. Clark's popularity could be a massive boon for the entire league. More fans mean more tickets sold, more merchandise flying off the shelves, and bigger TV deals. It's a domino effect of success that the WNBA seems to be ignoring. While the LPGA is out there making bold moves and reaping the rewards, the WNBA is playing it safe. But in today's fast-paced sports world, playing it safe is often the riskiest move of all. So, what do you think? Is the WNBA making a colossal mistake by not fully embracing Caitlin Clark? Or do they have a strategic plan that's not yet visible to us?
Clark's golf debut just made me so upset with the WNBA. So many eyeballs on Caitlin, so if they put their number one golfer, who is currently leading the sport and pushing the sport ahead, if they put her next to Caitlin, and that was great. Fans were really excited about that. There was so much buzz online. She was trending on Twitter. There's immediate hesitancy. Is that a word? There's immediate hesitancy about giving Caitlin Clark too much.
One thing's for sure. The clock is ticking, and fans are eagerly watching to see what unfolds next. Let's dive into the game-changing moves we're witnessing in women's sports. The LPGA saw a golden opportunity with Caitlin Clark and went all in. The result? They're reaping massive rewards. But the WNBA? They're playing it safe, and it's costing them big time. Here's the deal. Women's sports are at a pivotal crossroads. Experts are suggesting that these cross-sport collaborations could revolutionize how we market and engage fans. It's not just about boosting one league or one player, it's about elevating all women athletes. This is a moment for unity and innovation. So, what do you think? Is the WNBA making a monumental mistake by not jumping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon? Or do they have valid reasons to be cautious? Perhaps there's a middle ground that we're not yet seeing. You know what's exciting? We can all play a role in shaping this narrative. Watch events featuring crossover athletes. Cheer for unity and collaboration in women's sports. Show the decision-makers that fans crave more partnerships, not fewer. This story is far from over, and the next chapter promises to be thrilling. What's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you want to stay updated on all the latest sports drama, hit that subscribe button. Let's continue this journey together.